Russian one, but with minor differences. For example, all goblins wore sunglasses to allow their eyes to adapt to our world, which made them look quite peculiar. By order of the Overlord Vasily I, you shall be known as the Immortals from now on. Wear this title with honor. It all seemed like a farce to me, but I kept my expression steady. The goblins adored this sort of thing, and took what was happening with all seriousness. The procedure of weapons transfer was kept simple. According to the agreement, the Shard could have its own armed forces, including 2 companies of the Overlord's Guard. Supreme Elder Yuli. The goblin came up to me, bowed, and I handed him a Kalashnikov rifle. It wasn't just a weapon, but almost a sacred symbol of the new era in the dungeon. You have been assigned the rank of lieutenant. You are the first of the Immortals. I'd thought of calling them the Nazguls, but ultimately decided that it would be an inappropriate reference. Mordor remained an unofficial name for the same reason.
Thank you, Lord.
Perhaps it would have been more logical to award titles based on results, but goblin culture imposed its own limitations. I didn't have much choice when it came to commanders. Elder Hun. The second goblin stepped forward and bowed respectfully, almost mirroring his predecessor. Right now, even these small details served as a reflection of status within the tribe. From now on, you have been assigned the rank of lieutenant. You are the second of the Immortals. Although the dark glasses hid a lot, I could sense that even the goblin elders were astounded and delighted by the new uniforms, equipment, and insignia. The ordinary tribe members even more so. The native troops were given old stock, but even if they hadn't received the most modern, expensive, or ergonomic weapons, it was enough to fight the rats. Next! I didn't interfere with the natural goblin order, so they came forward according to internal seniority. This gave me a better understanding of who was who among my new subordinates. The third was Elder Snur, who had planned to withdraw my candidacy from the elections through liquidation not so long ago. The shaman was still respected, even after losing a fair share of his power. And for good reason. I couldn't find fault with his behavior even if I'd wanted to. Next! Hunter Mu, even though he was the son of the Supreme Elder, was 12th on this list, the last sergeant. I had a total of 64 officers, while everyone else became privates. They didn't look particularly upset about this. Each of you will be assigned a personal mentor. They don't know your language very well, but I hope you will be able to understand each other. Any available player will help you if necessary. Plus, it is an opportunity for you to learn the great Russian language, the language of your overlord. I added the latter at the last moment, once I had determined their priorities. Dictionaries were being compiled, and the first electronic translators had also arrived. They couldn't translate systemic into Russian very well, but did a reasonable job in the opposite direction. I had no doubt that the goblins would find a way to communicate with their mentors, who were soldiers from the special group, like my new bodyguard. Ideally, I needed to turn several people into units so they could learn the system language. But, unlike players, the skill didn't come to them automatically. The 11 points required to create such a specialist made it quite expensive. Even among the scientists working on this problem, there were only 2 translators. Your training program will be quite intense. I hope you won't let me down and master the new weapon in the shortest possible time. The goblins shouted excitedly, pointing their machine guns into the air. Some might have even started shooting, but the weapons weren't loaded and the safety was on. You should not forget about the system weapons. I had a new thought. They allow you to not only kill your enemies, but also grow stronger. You won't be able to bring the weapons with you when I summon you. You will collect